It's time for the talking to stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Frank True Brit Bruno. He won the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world fighting out of London, England. Ruiz Jr., who could forget when he upset Anthony Joshua in one of the most shocking heavyweight wins in world history. In the process, he became the first Mexican-American world heavyweight champ ever.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from London, England, a European champion and a heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Bruno. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Imperial, California, in the United States, the first Mexican-American heavyweight champion in boxing history.
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Do you believe what we are seeing? And that hook scores. This fighter doesn't just want to win by knockout. They want to do it early so they can get out of here.
A win is not just a win for some fighters. They need to feel the blood, the crunch. They need to get that win.
Good-looking jab. Make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. It's bombs away. Good counter punch. The perfect counter lands. There's a counter shot. Back and forth they go. Counterfighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every trick.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Can't score with that jab. It's all offense all the time. Time they drop their guard, they get caught. That counter shot lands. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. These two were made for each other. Nice counter punch right up the middle. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who had... Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
He's got a massive reach advantage. Let's see if he uses it.
Never gonna happen. If you've got a good jab, you've got a good. good reach. I know nobody could ever get past that jab. He's got a massive reach advantage. Let's see if he uses it. Never gonna happen. If you've got a good jab, you've got a good reach. I know nobody could ever get past that jab. He's got a massive reach advantage. Let's see if he uses it. Never gonna happen. If you've got a good jab, you've got a good reach. I know nobody could ever get past that jab.
Beautiful counter punch. A straight right just misses. Good counter punching. Insane action. Well, we know what the game plan is going to be for this fighter. He's got to stick and move and avoid the big shots from the bigger man.
When you're fighting somebody so big, this is when you've got to stick to your game plan. You deviate, you're out of there.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Those counter punches have to hurt. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
No rest for the weary. A perfect counter shot. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. The glory division. There's nothing quite like a heavyweight fight. It doesn't take much to win it. That uppercut doesn't land. One punch could change everything in this battle. Beautiful counter shot. That hook was off target. So much firepower here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. It's no secret who... The bell rings and we start the third. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
Just misses with that jab. A straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. They're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now they're going to find out.
Well done with that counter shot. Just missed with that hook. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That time counter shot. Nice counter shot. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. And that left hook doesn't find its target. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when they're going to the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. That counter punch caught him clean. He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
What are you doing? You've switched off completely. You're switching.
And there's the bell to start round 4. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
You don't want to trade shots. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You would not want to be hit by this guy. Trust me. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Bruno finally goes down, and that body shot folded him like an old t-shirt.
Even I've got to see that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you okay?
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then he's trying to do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
That's a good start to the round for this guy.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T. Play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over again, they've got it.
This is a high-octane battle. Catch and shoot. They exchange punches. Defense is not an option for these two. Nice counter shot. Punch, counter punch. This is a battle royale between two heavyweight bombers. Nice counter punch. He threw a punch and just got countered. Ten seconds to go, and what domination we've seen in this round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
You've let him back into this. You're better than great round. Now relax. You were thinking, you were smart. Okay, now you're switching on. Now listen, kid, I need you to go back at jab. Don't get carried away. Think about your defense at the end of all of that. Listen, you switched off.
Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Nice counter. So close for that uppercut. He threw a punch and just got countered. He just misses with that jab. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How about that time counter shot? Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. Punch, counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. That counter punch caught him clean. The jab not finding its target. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. A perfect counter shot. Nice uppercut. The most difficult punch to land clean, and he just did it there. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the...
There's the bell for round 6. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Punch, counter punch. Missing with the hook. His stamina is off the charts. Both want a highlight reel knockout. These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show him your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use pain over brawn.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're gonna get knocked out. Is he gonna punch himself out, though? Out of the way of that right hook. There's a counter shot. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Swing and a miss with that hook. And he scores with the counter. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here. And there's the bell to start round 7. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Beautiful counter shot. Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. Good counter punch. That counter shot lands. The straight right just misses. That left shot lands. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking it down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Good counter punching. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz. Round 8, and we're off again. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Look at the swelling and the bruising. They're going to take a look, and they may stop this fight. And the referee's going to allow him to fight. That jab just missed with the left hand. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How about that time counter shot? They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He misses with that jab. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Didn't land that jab. The perfect counter lands. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. You've heard the old phrase, this might... Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That right uppercut misses. He threw a punch and just got countered. The right hook misses. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with the best shot and you walk right through?
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a cliff. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That counter shot lands. There's a counter shot. Can't land the jab there. Big hook doesn't land. Holding nothing back here in the round. Failing to score with that right hook. Punch, counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
Is when you talk about championship material.
Did you take him out?
There's the bell to start round 10. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Nice counter shot. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Catch and shoot. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? That counter shot lands. The straight right just misses. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Throws the jab, but does not score. Missed with that right uppercut. And Andy Ruiz couldn't take any more. Wow, let's take another look at that.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz Jr. in that last round. That'll be... This is the 11th we've entered the championship rounds. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
A lot of effort being exerted here. The referee taking a look here, and if the fighter can't see, the fighter can't fight. And the referee's going to allow them to fight. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a...
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. And that is that. It is a knockout. What a win. Let's watch that again in replay.
Are you okay?
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.